Hello, and welcome to yet another completely unprofessional unboxing. Scott here, and it's been a while since I've done one of these. For those of you who follow the channel, know that I've been a bit busy. I was doing that video birthday card for Bud over from Bud's RPG Review, and even though it looked like it was totally easy, required very little work or effort, know that that is a gigantic lie, and I don't expect any one of you to believe it, but I am not a professional editor. I am not a professional videographer. I am not a professional anything other than what I do in real life. But that aside, I'm learning, and I do pick up things relatively easily with repetitive aspects. And therefore, this menagerie of whatever it was that turned out to be Bud's birthday card, he really enjoyed and appreciated, and it made his day, and that was the whole purpose. So that took up a bit of time. Likewise, I'm still in the middle of reconstruction here in Casa de Orcas, or Orcas Storcas Studios, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And the issues with the water damage still continues on with the inevitable delays that occur with materials, especially in the current situation that we're going through in the United States, and supply chain problems. And other than that, one more quick update. You may have noticed that I've gotten a haircut. I think I like it. And oh, that's right, my beard. Yes, it's gone. And I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of it. I have not had a clean-shaven face in, I want to say maybe well over a decade or more. And my wife has been bugging me to do it to see how I look. And finally, I gave in and decided to do it because I love her. And love makes you do a lot of things you regret. So with that, this will probably be, a progressive situation with this as it begins to grow back. And I kind of feel a sense of normalcy. I mean, others may like it. My wife says I look great. Friends think I look younger, but still, my son wants nothing to do with me. He had to look like Satan just kicked in his door, and asked him to hold the chainsaw for him while he got out a variety of tools to carve him up. So, with that, back to why I'm doing this frickin' video. So I sent out a poll just for fun, and a couple things that have stacked up here while I've been busy with other things. And 4 of those I threw into the poll because you're only allowed to do 4 items on Twitter. And the one that won is what's inside this box. So I won't spoil it for those of you who didn't take part in it, but know that I'm very excited to show this off, and hopefully it's something that you'll enjoy viewing. So without further ado, Trusty Coleman Camp and Steak Knife here, and we are halfway through 2022 with no injuries whatsoever. Ah, that feels good. So here I don't even think I'm gonna need this. Yeah, no, the glue on here. It's been so long. I think the glue's kind of dried up a bit. Yeah, I can just peel this right off. All right, easy peasy. All right, let me kind of slide this out slowly, so I don't think there's any personal information in here. Yeah, it looks like there is an invoice on that, so I'm just going to flip it over. You did an excellent job. It's been a while. I forget who sent this to me. But what had occurred was, a little hint. I was on the Dungeon Crawl Classics Rocks Facebook group, and someone was giving an extra of something that they had away if they wanted to just pay for the shipping. First come, first serve. And luck was with me that day, and I was the first one to reply, and bada bing, bada boom, I was able to get this beautiful game here for the cost of shipping, which I think was about $10-12. So not bad. All right, there we are. Okay, it is a box set, so I'm just gonna kind of there we are. Ugh. There's something else underneath it. All right, so that, and this wasn't an invoice. This was something else. What was it? Oh, that's right. Okay, so player packs. Excellent. So, whoop, there we go. Get that in the frame. Take a quick drink because one of the things that you do, or at least I do, if it's been a long time since I've shaved, is it feels weird not having your beard and your mustache, so you're constantly licking your lips, which causes them to dry out and turn red and hurt. So if I sound weird, blame my wife. Okay. Greatest Thieves in Lankhmar. What is this? This is the second box set installment from Goodman Games for their Dungeon Crawl Classics licensed Lankhmar line. And the little bit I know about it is obviously a level 3 adventure, and it is designed as a tournament module, or can be played as a tournament module or on its own. Hence the player pack that came with it, scoring sheets, and so on. And there is also a map that came with this. It's around here somewhere. Coincidentally, the Goodman Games was having a sale, and I snagged it's a rollout map similar to the fantasy trip maps I have here, and I snagged it at the same time that this particular deal came up. So the gods of Dungeon Crawl Classics were with me that day. So, what is Dungeon Crawl Classic Lankhmar? Well, it is the newest licensed iteration of Fritz Leiber's Lankhmar, Fafhrd and Grey Mouser series that has been around for quite some time. A lot of you may recognize it from certain things such as Appendix N and other stories. It is the foundation for a lot of the fantasy RPGs that we enjoy today, and likewise, it in its current incarnation is one of my favorite fantasy role-playing settings licensed of all time. And that's saying a lot, but it is Dungeon Crawl Classics, my absolute favorite fantasy RPG, not setting, but set of rules, as far as, playing within something like Dungeons and Dragons. Absolutely love them. I love Goodman Games. I love the fans. I love the people that work with them. Just all around an excellent positive experience for the most part. And their Lankhmar box set, which I picked up some time ago, as I'm sure a lot of you others did. And what comes inside the original box set is an excuse me, an absolute just gift bag. Just this wonderful assortment of materials that just create this fantastic world that these bits and pieces, and you can use as much and as little as you want, that truly brings this urban, Oh, I think I have my email is open, so I don't know if that sound played through. It probably did, but now it's gone. Okay. So, where was I? Lankhmar. The box set. Yes, just an absolute wonderful amount of material that brings to life the urban adventure aspects of Lankhmar, of Fritz Leiber's wonderful setting. And the other thing I really like about it was at the time it came out, a lot of my groups had split up. I wasn't playing as much online. I was kind of just running things for my son and his friends who were enjoying 5e, but I wanted to introduce them to other games. But people get busy. Lankhmar, with all the wonderful stuff that it provides, it's designed for a small group. It's mirroring the dual aspect of the of the Lankhmar books of two people. It's a Fafhrd and Grey Mouser, or your friend and your other friend, whatever the case may be. It's designed for a smaller amount, which makes it a lot more appealing for GMs and other people if you don't have 5 or 6 people to play, like some of these like other games kind of set a standard for. It's specifically designed to kind of keep it slim, easily manageable, but just explodes with a large amount of imagination to maintain this wonderful world for at least 2 or 3 people to have years or however long you play of adventures within this world. So enough gushing on Lankhmar. If you don't have the box set by Dungeon Crawl Classics, go out and buy it. If you don't have the Dungeon Crawl Classics core rulebook, go out and buy it. And anything else from Goodman Games, you know what I'm going to say. All right. So let's open this up. And then we'll take a look at the back. And doopy-doop-doo. There we go. And I am out of sorts when it comes to these videos. My vernacular has slid as far as my ability to utilize words. So if I repeat myself in a lot of things, just know that that's how my brain works sometimes. Sometimes it's spot on. Sometimes it's going to flip through the many unsorted pages of, my mental thesaurus and ultimately choose things like it's good. All right. Well, hold on. I want to take a look at the back real quick. So, Dungeon Crawl Classics Lankhmar, the greatest thieves in Lankhmar. From the most famous city in the history of fantasy comes a sword and sorcery adventure that only the best gamers will survive. So another thing to point out, Lankhmar is steeped within the original sword and sorcery settings, such as things like such as Conan and such. So know that this is I consider to be one of the proper sword and sorcery settings if you're looking to emulate that particular style of gaming. So, what is the greatest thieves in Lankhmar? Though it is a Dungeon Crawl Classics adventure that sends characters into the hot cellars beneath thieves' houses, across the city rooftops of the city of 7,000 smokes, and onto a mad dash through the palace of the Overlord. The box set comes with everything you need to run an epic adventure over several sessions, whether you run it standing alone or as part of an ongoing campaign. When you open the box, you'll be in the company of legends. The Greatest Thieves of Lankhmar was first run as a tournament at Gen Con 2019, before things happen, where 20 nationally competitive teams competed over 4 fantastic days and 3 hard-fought rounds. Characters died alone, lost beneath Thieves' House, and their torches burnt out one by one. After 44% of the tables experienced TPKs and nearly 6 in 10 PCs were killed, one team survived to win the tournament. How will your players compare? Now, some of you may think that doesn't sound good. I don't like this idea. It's competitive. A.1 or B. It is, the chance of, mortality is very high, and more than likely I'm not going to be able to finish the thing while other people continue on with their fun, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. That not everything it has to be for everyone, and this appeals to a certain amount of people, but no, the people that it appeals to, they really love it, and they bring themselves and so much more to these Dungeon Crawl Classic games, especially tournaments and games and such at conventions. But know that this is something like this would be an absolute fantastic experience, even if it's not up your alley. Just to have that moment to see what it's all about, because the description here is not going to even come close to what actually happens at this. But anyway, but I'll be honest, it was one of the things that kind of kept me from buying this when it came out. I didn't support the Kickstarter because primarily it was marketed as a tournament-style game. I have a couple tournament-style games already for Goodman Games, and they're fun, but primarily they're designed to be that. And if you're going to run it as a normal campaign or adventure, there's some a little bit of heavy lifting involved. But it's Lankhmar, so when it was good that I waited, because I was able to finally get the game and enjoy it. And if it turns out to be something not for me, I'm out $12 instead of 60. Anyways, okay, so what do you get? Inside this box, a 68-page booklet containing the adventure, a 20-page book of player handouts, a 16-page player pack, a 48-page judges pack, a 12-page scoring sheet, die-cut luck tokens, 4 pages of die-cut rooftop chase tokens, a large 44-inch long rooftop chase map, which is the one that I bought, which is made out of this, the flexible plastic material, polyurethane. No, anyways, poly something. And plus Dicing with Death, a complete standalone bonus adventure designed to be deployed when characters die in the main adventure. Oh, that's a plus. So if you're in the tournament and you go out, so to speak, a side pot is set up, like with poker. Nothing sucks in sitting around if you go out early in a poker game, waiting around for, nothing. But usually a side game occurs, and it's good to know that they've thought ahead with this. So, all right, open this up, and we'll get through this, and we'll see if I might be able to keep this under a decent amount of time. So I believe these here are extras to utilize if you're going into the tournament, if I remember what was mentioned. Okay, so what do we have here? And obviously, spoilers. I mean, it's an adventure. It says it right on the box. And if you want to keep this stuff secret, you can obviously watch another video, watch something else, fast forward to where it looks like I'm not reading it anymore because I don't know if I'm going to put chapters on this. We'll see. But anyways, so what do we get here? So this is... All right, so an introduction. We'll just kind of take a look at that. We'll move that out of the way for a moment. There we are. All right, esteemed judges, alley bashers, and slayers, welcome to Lankhmar the Imperishable, the city of the Black Toga, 70,000 smokes, and the latest setting for the DCC RPG Tournament. It is with great reverence that we present the 3rd annual DCC RPG Team Tourney. Fritz Leiber's literary masterpiece is both frivolous and solemn by turns. It should never be approached lightly. If we fail to honor his vision, forgive us. For we are but apprentice night beggars and cutthroats laboring in the shadow of the master. However, if by chance we have succeeded in palming just a silver of Leiber's genius, then we hope you will join us at the Silver Eel to raise a cup in celebration. This is an adventure and tournament like no other. Okay, so essentially what do we have here? No, there's no chapters on here. What was I thinking? Okay, so we've got the adventure background here. Yeah, because I'm going to try to skim through this to keep this a decent amount of time because I've got things I have to do later. Normal, everyday, boring crap. Here we are. So we've already gone through what's in the box. And the adventure begins deep in the bowels beneath Thieves' house. Bidden by their patron, Ningabal, sorry, I mispronounced that. Ningabal. Anyways, the PCs are in search of the bejeweled skull of the Guildmaster Omphal. Their steps are guided by a strange relic, Ningabal's bauble. Not a chance with me. Not with these dried lips. Which draws the PCs inexplicably into the darkness. Once the skull is procured, the same bauble leads the PCs up through the maze of cellars and sub-basements and through the heart of the guild hall. Staggering free of Thieves' house, the PCs emerge into the night air and round 2 of tournament. In this second act, the PCs are forced to wrestle with Lankhmar in 3 dimensions, dashing across rooftops, utilizing that map, down filthy alleyways, through forbidden tenements, and elsewhere in between, all while pursued by vengeful thieves and deadly slayers. And still the bauble beckons them on. The third and final round of the tournament sees the PCs infiltrating the Rainbow Palace, slipping under the gaze of the Overlord's guards. The PCs must contend with the sprawling citadel and its strange, decadent delights. Strange puzzles and terrible foes await, to say nothing of the hordes of guardsmen baying at the PCs' heels. To date, no tournament party has succeeded in besting round 3 to sail away to victory on the Overlord's own private sloop. Ningabal still waits, bidding its time a while longer, ever hoping to crown one party of thieves, sorcerers, and cutthroats the greatest thieves in Lankhmar. Yes. And just so you know, there a little side note regarding Lankhmar, no clerics. All right. So we're going through here. So we're going to go through the description. And once again, there's going to be maps, spoilers. Just kind of flip it through. So when you get a game from Goodman Games with Dungeon Crawl Classics, know that it is going to be completely full of wonderful black and white artwork, wonderful maps, and all sorts of wonderful tables that are going to make your adventure as immersive as possible. So continuing on, so yes, this is area 1.5. So this begins to continue through the first part, so concluding the round. So we've got about 20 odd pages for the first round. Second round, 7 score, 1,000 smoke. So that's when you move above, and this is kind of, here's a separate print of the map. So from beginning to end, you're going to essentially, you're dashing across rooftops and through windows, and probably people taking baths and in the middle of something personal. And not only are you going to be risking your life, but also the ire of the people that you pass through. That's my guess. Continuing on. Oh, and also wonderful traps. And continuing through here. Oh, good Lord. All right. I like puzzles. Some people will look at this and their eyes will melt, their ears will bleed, and they'll just say, "Nuh-uh, this is just too much." I can't judge until I take some time with it, but just the sight of that is enough to make a couple people just kind of cringe. But I understand, and this is no slight against this. I love this kind of stuff, but I'm a DCC fanboy, and make no claim against it. Underpants Alley. So we continue through. So we are at page 40, 43. Okay, so we've got another 20 some odd pages before you get to the last round. Now, this is the one that they say no one has, in the lore, no one has made it through. So we continue on through the Pleasure Gardens of the Mad Overlord, into the Rainbow Palace, the Ballroom and Beyond, along with some other puzzles within. Continuing on with even more puzzles, the Harbu dice puzzles. So, all right. So you're this is a tournament with a lot of complex puzzles, but it seems like in typical style and fashion that Goodman Games is going to take the time to try its best to walk you through it. The judge, the game master, to try to make this as well, not easy, but easily explained to your players, so all they need to worry about is figuring it out. Not necessarily figuring out what the puzzle does, but just what they need to do to, apply logic to it to figure out how to solve it. So yeah, so there's a lot of puzzles here. So fair warning for those. Okay, so so that's the adventure. I mean, it's a good 68 pages, 3 rounds if you're running it as a tournament. And then continuing on, we've got the handouts, maps, and tiles. Set this over here. Okay, to be utilized during the game. And so obviously some of these you may want to, if you give a copy and print those out, because you don't want them written upon if possible. Excellent. Oh boy, yeah. Yep. I can hear some people just looking at some of this stuff and going, no, why? Well, it's different strokes for different folks. All right, so we've got the player pack. Oh, my fingers don't fit in the boxes. All right, so this is strictly player side information, walking you through how the tournament works, it seems, expanded rules from the initial date, and along with some pre-generated characters, which is excellent. And that's it. So this is something that, you having extras are good, but still, you copy and print out many, depending on, if you're running this over any length of time during a con. So we've got, continuing on, right over there, we got the judges pack. wonderful pictures of the 2019 Gen Con event and the results. Let's see. And just so, first place, just going to read that real quick. Consolidated Arson and Stabbing LLC. John Garrell, Mike Markey, Joe Moore, Silas Moore, and David Zalasko. Judged by Tim DeSheen. Congratulations. Okay. Most popular. Okay, so this breaks down a lot of different stats for you, which yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting and good stuff to know. Once again, these are things that some people may instantly, flock towards and enjoy, and other people just go, that's interesting. All right, judges' eyes only. So again, you have been warned. So breaking down the schedules, continue on with more rules, general rules and rulings. Obviously, it being a tournament, things are progressive when it comes to the rules usually. You'll discover things are busted and broken, or you may need to deal with certain people and how they've utilized their characters to either modify them or add to them to make them more proficient. And continuing on, things dealing with spell duels, critical hit tracker. So a lot of tracking information within the game. So very helpful stuff to make your life easier if you're running this as a tournament or even just, with friends, just to have fun. So, you're not like me with various torn bits of paper, gum wrappers, candy wrappers, and, scrawlings on your hands that have already sweated away so you can't read them anymore. Fit. Okay, scoring sheets. Okay, we'll just kind of flip through there. Yep. Keeping score as you're running through the tournament. All right, let's flip that out. There we are. Okay, so. And then gigantic. Let's just flip out some of this. Sound's going to go away as I lean back. The map they had spoke of as you're rushing through the rooftops, alleyways, and sewers. I think sewers are mentioned as you continue through the streets of Lankhmar. And I'm not going to get out the map. Just know it looks like that, but it's nice and soft and squishy and more durable than this. And continue your adventures in Lankhmar in both print and digital formats. Visit the products and use the coupon code to receive your free PDF, so you can print all this extra stuff out rather than use the actual printed version so you don't run out. And as always, thank you. Not everyone gives you PDFs with purchase. Sometimes they make you jump through hoops. Sometimes they don't do it at all. Goodman Games, PDFs, always. Well, except a couple things, but that's due to their agreement with WotC and those reincarnated adventures, but that's not on them. That's on the other company. So the accompanying adventure, a mini adventure for 2 to 8 level 3 to 4 DCC Lankhmar characters. So if I'm not mistaken, this was something that's players or someone can run, for players who have died during this tournament, but it gives them something to do and enjoy while they're waiting for the tournament to complete, which is great. Very thoughtful. It's obviously it's an adventure by itself. You can run it by itself, but that's something to be thoughtful. Yeah, here you go. Handout A. You're dead, but your fate still hangs in the balance. So what to do? How it's kind of rolls it into the aspect of if you die, how can you roll your character into this? It looks like without reading the details. And then excellent. Okay, so apologies. You got a couple sideways glances as some of the printouts here, dealing with a lot of the puzzle things. Like, I am not going to want to cut all this stuff out. I do not like cutting stuff out. But if I remember correctly, I should have known that, yes, these little punch-out things were available, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. But, it is what it is. If I would have had to have cut it out, that would have been a problem. So yes, a lot of wonderful, wonderful tools is provided to make the running of this adventure / tournament as enjoyable and as easy as possible for both judges and players to try to get the most out of this. It sounds fantastic. I mean, just looking at just remembering from the list of people who had run it, God, it looked like there was maybe 20 or more groups. I mean, yeah, and that coordinated and run, which hopefully I may be witnessing at some point with my, we are going to Gen Con for the first time this year. 30 odd some days left before we head out, but yeah. So, I mean, what more can I say? I'm stumbling over my words. It is another fantastic box set for Lankhmar for Dungeon Crawl Classics, from Dungeon Crawl Classics, and I hope there are many, many more to come. I absolutely love this setting. I love this world, and aside from this, for those who are not in the know, there's the original Dungeon Crawl Classics Lankhmar box set, which you can get on their website. Other sources too. Likewise with this, it is wildly supported by Goodman Games. There's many, many, many adventures that have been produced and I believe are also soon to be coming out to continue to support this world. And I hope it continues on for a long time because it is a lot of fun. So yes, and I'm not getting anything to say that. I am, like I mentioned, I am just a DCC gigantic fanboy. So there you go. That's a quick breakdown of what you get if you happen to go out and purchase Dungeon Crawl Classics, Lankhmar, the Greatest Thieves in Lankhmar, a level 3 adventure, authorized by the Estate of Fritz Leiber. And so thank you so much. This has been yet another completely unprofessional unboxing. As always, if you enjoy this and you feel so inclined, give a like, give a subscribe. There we go. I can talk. Information and links to this and other DCC stuff mentioned will be in the description. If you get a moment, please also check out Titterpigs, the tabletop RPG podcast that I do with Keith from rollingboxcars.com. Please check out his website also for wonderful reviews and other articles pertaining to all sorts of things, role-playing games, but other aspects within the gaming world. And finally, I mean, if you haven't done so yet, go out and, I mean, I know it's a couple days later, but go out and wish Bud a happy birthday and take a look at the video. It is a gigantic miasma of just wildly edited nonsense from a bunch of wonderful people who were very kind enough to provide support and content to pull this together to help Bud celebrate his 50th birthday. I'm proud of it. I enjoy it. It's not perfect. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be unprofessional. Anyways, take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon.